Being remembered this weekend, Robert Dziekanski, the Polish immigrant who died in Vancouver last year after being tasered by police. He was laid to rest in a country now learning about a chain of emails that seemed to throw into question the impartiality of the probe into the incident. Global's Ted Czernecki is in Poland tonight with the latest. Ted.
Tara, the ashes of Robert Dziekanski have now joined those of his grandmother here at the cemetery in Piaszyce, Poland. Today's ceremony was long, emotional, political, and watched by a throng of Polish media, including national television. Many Canadians probably have no idea just how big the Robert Dziekanski story is in Poland. Polish 24-hour news has been broadcasting live from the church in Piaszyce for 3 hours before the service even started. They'll continue for another 3 hours after it's over.
I'm just telling the story about poor man who was thinking about the good future in Canada, was thinking about his family, next job, next better life, and he just found that.
A large church in a tiny village, and still more than 200 people gathered to say farewell. A musical montage of young Robert growing up. His dream destination, Canada, in the background. People say here he loved everything about Canada, including the RCMP. But today's sermon called for justice.
I can speak for Polish and Canadian people that we hope Canada will show the world that justice will prevail in Robert's case, so that all immigrants can feel safe and welcome.
The procession to the cemetery was carried live by one of Poland's national TV newscasts, and most of the other outlets made it lead story on tonight's news. For Sofia Dziekanski, even though this would have to be one of the most difficult days of her life, she insisted on holding a news conference afterwards, where she responded to recent news that RCMP internal emails suggested top management had personally contacted the officers involved in the tasering incident to offer reassurances.
He said he wants to support these 4 officers, and I am so sad.
So, Tara, it's been a day of raw emotion, closure to some extent, and yes, anger, as Robert Dziekanski's mother only learns today, the day of her son's funeral, about those controversial RCMP emails. Tara?